While trekking through the Australian outback in search of the Yahi, a group of hikers recorded some curious thermal footage. In one frame, 4 human figures are clearly visible, but just to the left appears a much larger heat signature. Its size and shape don't resemble a person or any known animal. Even more puzzling, nothing unusual was noticed in that spot during the hike. Now, the group is left questioning what could have been standing beside them unseen to the naked eye. One night, a woman decided to take a shortcut along a wooded trail on her way home. Halfway through, an unsettling feeling washed over her, as if she was being watched. She pulled out her phone and started filming. As she panned across the trees, she saw it, a dark figure, partially hidden behind a tree, with glowing eyes locked on her. She didn't stick around to investigate. Terrified, she turned and hurried away. To this day, the identity of whatever was out there that night remains unknown. A man was camping along a remote trail in the Great Smoky Mountains when strange noises woke him in the middle of the night. At first, he assumed it was just a deer or some other forest animal passing by, but then the sounds grew louder, closer, echoing through the dense, fog-laden trees. With no moonlight and no one around for miles, it slowly sank in. He was completely alone. He stayed inside his tent and made it safely to morning, though sleep barely came. What exactly was out there along the misty Appalachian Trail remains a mystery. While hiking a remote stretch of trail in the Appalachian Mountains, someone noticed a figure moving through the trees in a strange, almost unnatural way. At first glance, it looked human, but its sheer size and the odd rhythm of its steps cast doubt on that. One of the hikers tried to zoom in for a clearer view, but the footage stayed blurry, the details lost in the shifting shadows of the forest. Nobody can say for certain who recorded it or the exact location, but the unsettling nature of this sighting has left many uneasy. A hiker was walking along a secluded trail in the Appalachian Mountains when he thought he'd captured a lucky shot, a fox and a deer in the same frame. But then he noticed something even stranger in the background.
Stay.
A figure stood far off among the trees. Was it just a normal person? According to him, the shape looked large and hairy, not quite human. It was too far away to confirm, leaving the mystery wide open in the misty Appalachian woods. At a wedding held in an old Appalachian cabin once belonging to a local storyteller, a guest captured a strange photo. No one at the event was wearing black. Yet in the image, a dark blurred figure appeared standing in the room. The spot had supposedly been empty when the picture was taken. Even the professional photographer couldn't explain it. There was no sign of a camera malfunction, and they had never seen anything like it before. Who was this mysterious guest lingering in the mountains? In Florida, a seasoned Bigfoot investigator began receiving relentless calls and emails from a stranger. Eventually, the man sent over a few supposed Bigfoot photos, insisting they were taken locally and even suggesting they meet in person. Yet, each time plans were made, he canceled, 4 times in a row. Suspicion grew, prompting the researcher to study the photos more carefully. That's when he realized the truth. Years earlier, at a book signing in his home state, a man in a Bigfoot costume had disrupted the event, causing chaos. Looking closer, the photos seemed to show that very same costume. Convinced now, the researcher believes the mysterious caller was never genuine, only out to mock him from the start. A Reddit user wandered down a secluded trail deep on the Appalachian Trail and stumbled upon something that at first looked disturbingly like a body. There was no smell, but the shape was uncanny. Terrified, he crept closer, and to his relief, it turned out to be an abandoned makeshift camp. Yet it was unlike any typical campsite. The spot was filled only with children's blankets and stuffed animals, with one blanket wrapped tightly around several toys. Then, he noticed a truck parked nearby, and suddenly the arrangement felt far too deliberate to be random. Even after confirming it wasn't a body, the eerie scene left him profoundly unsettled. While hiking in the Appalachian Mountains, an explorer decided to follow an old, less-traveled trail with his 2 dogs. At first, everything felt ordinary, until that unsettling sense crept in, as if they weren't alone. Moments later, a chilling howl broke the silence. His youngest dog bolted in fear, while the older one stood its ground, growling into the trees. After calming them down, he wasted no time leaving the area. The next day, curiosity got the better of him. He returned and set up a trail camera where the sound had come from. When he later checked the footage, it showed something unusual, a strange figure standing motionless in the depths of the forest. Some dismissed it as nothing at all. Others wondered if it might have been Bigfoot. In June 2020, Sandra Hughes disappeared while hiking in the Sierra National Forest. Her car was discovered near a trailhead, and her campsite looked as if she had just stepped away, but she never returned. Search teams combed the area, finding only her sleeping bag and personal belongings. Later, a young boy claimed to have seen a woman with blue hair nearby, though it's unclear if it was Sandra. With so few clues, her disappearance remains unsolved. What truly happened to Sandra Hughes? This footage was captured by a trail camera set up by a local resident in the Appalachian Mountains on December 25th, 2009. It shows a large, dark figure seemingly sitting on its knees near a makeshift campsite. Food and snacks have been left out in an attempt to attract a Sasquatch. The creature's posture is unusual. Its head sits low with no visible neck, and it appears massive, with a broad back. Unlike a bear, the figure has a distinctly human-like shape in the shoulders and upper back. One particularly strange detail: a visible groove runs down its back, dividing the muscles in a way you wouldn't see on any bear. So, who, or what, was sitting next to that picnic set up deep in the Appalachians? Out in a quiet valley near the Appalachian Trail in North Carolina, a hiker claimed to have spotted a rare bull with horns shaped into a perfect circle above its head. Some say it's just a bizarre genetic quirk, while others believe it might be something more, a sacred guardian from old mountain legends, silently watching over the land. But honestly, maybe it's just AI, isn't it? These days, it's hard to trust anything. What do you think? Someone shared a photo online, claiming it was taken while camping deep in the Appalachian Mountains. At first, he assumed the distant figure was a bear wandering near the tree line, but the way it moved didn't match. Curious, he lifted his camera and snapped a picture, planning to zoom in later. That's when the shape seemed less like a bear and more ape-like in build. The problem is, there are no wild apes in these mountains. It wasn't clear what he captured, but for many, the first thought was Bigfoot. Scott Carpenter returned to a secluded forest to continue his Bigfoot investigation. On this trip, he revisited a stick structure he had arranged during an earlier visit, only to discover it had been disturbed.
Yeah, they're getting a little loud. I balanced a stick right here, and I actually put it underneath there, and I'll have to go back and kind of show it on the previous video. But I stuck the stick in there and balanced it, and the balance stick has been pulled out. It's laying on the ground and it's been snapped in two. See where it's been snapped? I don't know where the other half is. There's the lower half, and I'd wedged it in there, so I don't think the wind blew it out or snapped it in two.
One of the carefully balanced sticks had been snapped in half and left on the ground nearby. Scott was certain it wasn't just chance. Similar incidents had been recorded in other cases, with structures intentionally altered or taken apart. Examining the break closely, he argued it wasn't the work of wind or any natural force. As he pushed deeper into the forest, faint rustling echoed through the branches. The atmosphere shifted. He felt eyes on him. Then suddenly, he caught sight of it.
I saw a movement. Something darted behind this tree, or darted in this area. Scared the crap out of me. Black. Large. Looked like I saw his trailing arm. See? Or his butt. Of course, there won't be anything here. No sign, no footprints.
A large, dark figure moving swiftly between the trees. Scott gave chase, but by the time he reached the spot, it was gone. What he did find, however, was startling.
Alright, it's possible footfall right there. See that? There we go. See, look, this is, I mean, this is just barely, you can just barely tell it. There it is. Okay, there we go. I'm not a total buffoon. There's the footprint right here. I'll have to dissect it for you because you can barely see it, but I'll show it to you. Alright. Right up here are the toes. Right there's the heel mark. That's a big old boy too. Ah, shit. I need a partner. Anyway, excuse the French. Right here's the toes. You see where the earth is disturbed. See, look right here. And, you know, stuff. Look there. That's, see, the toes hit here, the heel dug in here, the foot's right there. I'm not stopping to measure this thing because I'm too freaking spooked. But I'm gonna put, my boot's 13 inches long. That's a good 3 inches longer than my boot. So that's a 16, 17 inch track. And like I said, right here's the heel mark. Let me clean this out, maybe you can see it. See it now? I'll try to highlight it. But you can definitely see the toe marks here. Where he dug his toes in. Right there's his footprint, one of them. That's about a 16 inch footprint, probably 4 inches at the heel, about 6 inches at the ball of the foot. So where did he go is the question. As I came up the hill looking.
A lone hiker was making his way along a narrow trail in the Appalachian Mountains, surrounded by endless ridges and misty pines. The deeper he went, the quieter it became, until he almost forgot how much time had passed. Eventually, he reached a secluded stretch where the forest pressed in tightly on both sides. That's when he heard it, something massive moving through the undergrowth just beyond the trees. The sound of heavy steps and branches snapping echoed across the slope.
Holy shit.
Thinking it might be a bear, he quickly pulled out his phone to capture the moment. But what appeared on the other side of the brush was nothing like any ordinary animal. In the mud lay a massive footprint, far larger than his own boot, with clear impressions of toes and a heel. For Scott, it was undeniable proof. Something was out there. On June 16th, 2024, a strange photo surfaced on Facebook, reportedly taken near abandoned railroad tracks winding through the Appalachian foothills. The image revealed a towering figure with unnaturally long arms and a thin build, unlike the classic Bigfoot sightings caught on film before. The unusual posture led many to question, was this truly Bigfoot or something different altogether? On July 27th, 2025, Adam and Ryan from Paranormal Essex ventured into the remote Appalachian Mountains to explore an old, abandoned World War I era observation outpost. The site is said to be haunted by the spirit of a soldier, rumored to guard the outpost against a darker presence. While setting up their daytime filming gear, Adam hid behind a moss-covered stone wall to play a prank on Ryan. The crunch of dry leaves underfoot echoed through the narrow mountain trail. Then came a second set of footsteps.
Hooray! Where'd he go? What? Ryan? Ryan? Fuck off! No way! Where was you? No fucking way.
They stopped right beside him, but no one was there. Later, Adam caught sight of Ryan far down the slope, nowhere near the outpost entrance. With all the brittle leaves and twigs scattered along the trail, it would have been impossible for anyone to move without making a sound. They couldn't shake the thought, could this really be the soldier's spirit watching over the mountains?
Hooray!
While fishing alone at a quiet lake tucked away in the Appalachian Mountains, a man captured something unsettling on camera. In the distance, a tall, hairy figure could be seen striding across the rocky slope near the water's edge. He was certain it wasn't a bear, and it couldn't have been a gorilla, since no primates live in the region. Whatever it was, it didn't resemble anything known to inhabit those mountains. A TikTok user shared a chilling encounter. Outside his home, a child appeared dressed in a long, furry skirt, a heavy jacket, and an animal mask, standing completely motionless. No movement, no words, no explanation. It happened more than once, always accompanied by the same eerie silence. One day, he finally mustered the courage to approach, filming the entire time.
You okay? Are you okay? Hey, buddy. Hello? Seriously, man, you're kind of creeping me out. Where are your parents at? Hello?
The child remained utterly still, never speaking or reacting. To this day, their identity and the reason for their repeated visits remains a mystery. In 2023, a hiker venturing off-trail in the Appalachian foothills of West Virginia stumbled upon a hidden blueberry patch, tucked away and surrounded by thick forest. The area already had a history of Bigfoot reports. As he followed a narrow game trail into the clearing, 3 heavy stomps suddenly shook the soft forest floor. No animals were visible, but massive footprints were clearly pressed into the earth. The hiker now plans to return with equipment and plaster to gather more evidence from the site. A family spent a weekend at their cabin tucked away in the Appalachian foothills, hoping for a peaceful escape. That night they sat outside, laughing and playing music around a small fire. Then someone noticed movement at the edge of the tree line, a pale figure peeking from behind a tree. The laughter stopped instantly. They rushed inside, bolting the doors, still shaken and wondering what they had just seen in the shadows of the Appalachian woods. A man was filming near an old, secluded cabin hidden in the Appalachian Mountains when he caught sight of a large, brown, hairy figure. It walked upright with a calm, steady gait, moving as if it had lived in these woods for years. The creature didn't seem to notice him, slipping silently between the trees around the cabin. For a few seconds, the camera zoomed in, capturing just enough to spark curiosity. Could it really have been Bigfoot? On August 5th, 2025, Andrew Clifton was walking his dog along a winding trail in the Appalachian Mountains, filming in slow motion on his phone.
Ready. Steady. Ooh.
Later, while reviewing the footage, he noticed a strange object streaking across the frame. It moved too fast to identify, and its height and flight path made ordinary explanations, like birds or arrows, seem unlikely. Its origin remains a mystery. No one can explain what it was. In the summer of 1986, a man was hiking along a forgotten trail near a small ridge in the Appalachian Mountains, carrying his camera for nature photography. While peering through the trees, he snapped a photo of what he thought was just a shadow among the pines. Later, when he developed the film, a tall, fur-covered figure appeared in the background, standing upright and motionless. The image has resurfaced online in recent years, igniting debate. Was it a glimpse of Bigfoot, or simply a trick of the forest light? Without more context, the mystery remains unsolved. An Instagram user shared dash cam footage recorded around 2 a.m. on July 25th, 2024. The video shows a car speeding along a narrow, winding road through the Appalachian Mountains when an animal suddenly darts across the path. The driver slows down and then notices what was lurking just beyond it. He felt as if the creature had appeared to warn him of danger ahead, even calling it a guardian angel in disguise. Without the animal, he might have driven straight into a deep ravine hidden by the shadows. Some viewers claim it's AI trickery, but the truth is still unknown. What do you think? A hiker was making his way alone through the Appalachian forest late at night when something unusual caught his attention. In the shadows, a pale face with two glowing eyes seemed to be staring straight at him. He froze, unsure whether it was just an animal, some cryptid, or something far stranger. On the edge of the frame, two more pairs of glowing eyes flickered briefly, though they were never fully captured on camera. Whatever it was, it remained hidden in the darkness, silently watching from the woods. A new video from the Kentucky Ridge Forest area has caught the attention of the Bigfoot community. Take a look.
Get me right now. Are you joking right now?
The person who recorded it claims the creature had been seen around their property for a while, but this was the first time it was actually captured on camera. The footage cuts off suddenly, leaving viewers unsure about its authenticity. And, honestly, why do so many Bigfoot sightings always come out so blurry? A man went exploring an abandoned railway siding deep in the Appalachian Mountains on a chilly evening. He took a few photos of the long-forgotten tracks, now swallowed by wild undergrowth and creeping ivy. Later, while reviewing his shots, he noticed a lone figure standing among the trees that hadn't been there before. He hadn't seen anyone while taking the photo, and couldn't imagine what it could have been. Was it a restless spirit wandering the mountains, or just a trick of the fading light? A climate journalist from Wisconsin went missing while hiking alone in Norway's Follefana National Park. Alec Lund, an experienced hiker, had fallen from a cliff and fractured his femur. When he failed to catch his flight home, his wife reported him missing. For 6 days, stormy weather delayed rescue efforts. Finally, a helicopter crew spotted a small red dot in the wilderness. It was Alec.
Thanks be to God. I can't believe it. We both can't believe it. We were, after so many days, so many nights, no news, a bad storm, we were really bad. It was a nightmare.
We thought he was dead.
Defying the odds, rescuers reached him alive after nearly a week stranded on the cliff. The explorer returned to Southway's footpath, a place notorious for recent muggings. Ignoring safety warnings, he walked the trail at night. Soon, a hooded figure appeared, motionless in the darkness.
Do you see what I mean? God damn it. There's just a guy hanging up down here with his hood up. Don't really want to instigate trouble, so I put my camera down. Didn't want to, How strange. So we've literally just come down here out of a random night to see what it's all about, and already we've come across a person that's stood down here with their hood up. There's glass all on the floor down here. We walked down to the park. I actually grew up down here. How it's become this bad, I don't know. Yeah, so there's the old orange light. Massive dark spot. If you look up there, it's like daylight, look. We've always had one guy looking at... Look, he's just over there, look. What's he doing? There's a guy just stood there with his hood up. At the bottom of the footpath. Look, you see him?
Later, he spotted the figure again further down the path. A sense of unease grew, prompting him to turn back. The following night, curiosity drew him back to see if it had been real, and there it was again.
Look, the same fucking guys are down here. Holy shit. Oh my god, he's down there. Fuck this shit. Okay, he seems to have disappeared. This is probably a fucking stupid idea.
Convinced these people were there for sinister reasons, he left, and this time, he didn't return. While hiking along a narrow trail in the Appalachian Mountains, a Reddit user snapped a quick photo to show how far behind their partner they were. It was just a casual shot, nothing unusual, until they looked at it later. In the image, a person appears ahead of them on the path. The partner insists no one was there, and the user doesn't remember seeing anyone either. The light catches on the figure's hair and arm, making it look solid, almost real. Yet at that very moment, the trail had been completely empty. They still can't explain who, or what, ended up in that photo. Adam, the creator of the channel Ads Ventures, went with friends to a remote forest on the Welsh border, thinking it the perfect spot for an outdoor horror movie. The forest had a reputation for being haunted. As they set up, a strange, unexplained noise echoed through the trees.
What was that? What was that?
Do you know that I've recorded?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I actually did.
Like a low... Was that Oslo?
No, that was over there.
They tried to ignore it and continued watching, but the deeper into the movie they got, the more uneasy they felt.
Hey, Mom? Dad?
Oslo, where's it?
Mom?
What are you looking at?
Someone's sleeping. Don't move.
He's just literally there staring into the blackness.
Yeah.
What is it?
Where's the Oslo?
Oslo, is it okay? Get him.
Then, without warning, the camera shut off. They hurriedly packed up and left.
You notice the last clip that my camera filmed, just before it cut out, you can see it was like a cold rush of wind just flew straight at me. It was so weird, it felt so out of place, and you can see it on the screen. You can see all the dust and all this madness just flying towards the camera, and then it cuts out. So I have to come to the conclusion that yes, those woods were indeed extremely...
Whatever was out there that night
made one thing clear.
Made one thing
they would
certain.
never watch a horror
They'd
movie
never
in that
watch
forest
a
again.
horror movie